Brampton, and after entering the venue for training camp this week, it's evident that things have. Former NBA executive Al Whitley was brought on as CEO to lead the organization, and head coach Alex Serta was tasked with leading this player group with his vast experience in both the NBA and the G League. And as general manager Jermaine Anderson tells me, both men have put a heavy emphasis on the player experience, saying that things operate as close to the NBA level as you can expect. Now, with everything that's bright and shiny and new here in Brampton, CEBL fans can find some comfort in the familiarity with a pair of the league's best broadcasters on the call tonight. To get you set, let's bring in Matt Bonomi and Joe Rasso.
As always, thank you, JJ. Matt Bonomi alongside the coach, Joe Rasso. And Joe, they often say the hardest part about a puzzle is collecting the pieces and then getting it started. Well, this Brampton team has certainly collected new pieces, whether it's front office, coaching staff, or players. Now tonight, we see them put this puzzle together for the first time, but they face a tough customer in the Ottawa BlackJacks.
Yeah, no question. Brampton done a super job of starting from the top. You have to start with your staff and build down, and they've done a great job of bringing some exciting players in who've been around. And Ottawa's done a nice job, particularly with their imports. They've done a super job of bringing in 4 imports who are ready to produce.
Lots of excitement here in the CAA Center. Let's take a look at the matchups down for tonight for the Honey Badgers and the BlackJacks. And Joe, this is a BlackJack team that's certainly not afraid to fill the bucket.
No, you know what? I think you're going to find 2 of the best offensive teams on the floor. But the BlackJacks in particular, they've got a crazy backcourt. They'll shoot the basketball. You know, was scoring 93 points in their first game. But these are old stats, so we're not really concerned about it because this is a very different stat. But Ottawa will score the ball. That's what they're built on, and so will Brampton. This is going to be a very different Brampton team. You're going to be used to them being in the 90s.
Fresh faces on the floor and fresh faces on the coaching staff as well. JJ is joined by first-year head coach Alex Serta.
All right, thanks, Matt. Coach, you're at the outset of a 24-game season, first time as a head coach, but what are you looking for in the first half of this game that lets you know your team's ready to take on this journey after training camp?
Yeah, well, JJ, we had a great training camp, man, so I'm most excited just to see our players get out there, let it rip, play with confidence, and play connected basketball.
Javonte Smart had 30 points in a near triple-double performance in Ottawa's win against Calgary early this week. How are you tasking your team's defense with making his night difficult?
Yeah, I think you got to have 5 on the ball, so it takes collective effort, you know, so it's not just one-on-one basketball, but all 5 of people behind the basketball, making sure every shot's contested, defend without fouling.
Appreciate the time. Enjoy the home opener, Coach. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Hello, Canada. Welcome to a new CEBL season.
It's been amazing, Canada basketball, to put that platform and give guys an out.
The crowds were bigger. The players got better. The quality of the game got better.
You gotta love it, Canadian hoops.
Fasten your seatbelt tonight because we're going to have some high energy and some high flying stuff.
This is a trail. I'm living for real. It's all that I gotta say. I'm in my zone.
No shortage of emotion, no shortage of intensity as anticipated.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun, or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Inside the CAA Center, it's the BlackJacks and Honey Badgers set to tip off in moments. All right, Joe, let's identify some keys to the game tonight. First for the visiting BlackJacks.
Well, the first one is experience of one. They've had one game, but that's a huge game because all of a sudden people know the roles a little bit better. They've been able to hear the whistle. They'll feel a little bit stronger. So that's important that they use that experience. The next one is the use of imports. At one time in the last game, their imports scored 62 to 68, first 68 points. They need more diversification, but they've got 4 incredible imports who can put up double digits. And then bench production, number 3. They need guys to step off the bench and come in there, and it's got to be new guys. And, you know, nice to see that Justin Jackson's in the lineup.
And for the home Honey Badgers, Joe, their keys to the game are?
Yeah, first one is use your scout. You know, they've seen Ottawa play now, so they've got some information. They got to build their program and get ready. They have to win this game inside. Brampton has some real strong players, leading with Prince Odro. Got to win this game inside and defensively control the perimeters. You have to put focus on the three-point line against Ottawa.
All right, it's time to meet the starters here in the CAA Center as we are moments away from tip-off. First for the visiting BlackJacks, it'll be Javonte Smart, Alex Fudge, Matthew Cleveland, Wilson Dubinsky, and Tyrell Tate. Tyrell Tate, 25 games played last season, is one of 2 BlackJacks to play in all 25. The other was Justin Jackson, who Joe mentioned a moment ago. And for the Honey Badgers, Tyrese Hunter, Cameron Tyson, Matthew Moncrief, Sean East, and Prince Odro. Prince, the longest tenured player in Honey Badgers franchise history, his 5th season. He has been an important piece here. All right, Joe, you've outlined a player to watch from each team. It is the aforementioned Javonte Smart, who, like we said, is a force on the offensive end.
Yeah, we're lucky tonight. We've got 2 MVP candidates. Let's start off with Javonte Smart. Last year, 26 points a game. In his first game this year, he's dropped 30. Long-range shooter who can beat you one-on-one with incredible range. We saw a game last year where he dropped 44. But he's got this great step back and long range, but he uses it to his advantage. He will take you off the dribble, and he's a very good passer. So he'll find his guys, but if you need a score, Ottawa goes to him. And if you need somebody in target time, he's the guy.
And that 44-point performance, 1 point shy of the CEBL single-game record held by Jalen Harris, who had 45 in one contest.
He's also got lots of international experience, not just G League experience. He's played for the US. He played for the USA in their windows. Played under 16, so he's got lots of FIBA experience along the way, and they're going to lean on him for his, veteran leadership.
And for the Honey Badgers, Joe, your player to watch is Sean East.
Sean East, last year played with Edmonton. He's one of the most efficient scorers in the league, and he takes a lot of shots, but they're high volume. He is incredibly efficient. Deep range 3, scores off the defense, great layup maker. And if you watch Sean East, he'll get you with that lefty. Real nice mid-range game, and you'll see it. He'll use it to his advantage. This guy can score, but he can also conduct the team on offense. Sean East is a great performer, had a great G League season this year, averaging 20 points a game, and his game is getting better. Here's a guy, these are 2 guys that are on the verge of potentially being in the NBA. We're very fortunate tonight.
East 546 points total last season. That was a single season record in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. So he was he made a heck of a first impression.
Yeah, crazy efficiency.
As we see some stats there, the 2025 averages for both of these players. The field goal percentage, like you said, Joe, efficiency, that might be the best way to describe these players, efficient.
Last year, there was a time in the season near the very end where Sean East, between field goal percentage, 3-point shooting, and free throw percentage, added together was over 100. 90 is great. 100 is amazing.
So as Joe mentioned, Ottawa 1-0 entering tonight's contest. That was a 93-88 win over Calgary just a few days back. Brampton did get some preseason action. They hosted the Scarborough Shooting Stars here a few days ago, a 115-59 win. So that's a 56-point difference, and they were certainly primed on the offensive end.
This season, we want to make the CAA.
Now, tip-off is presented by Spalding, the official game ball of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. As we get set for tip-off here, the team CEO Al Whitley addressing the fans here. Boy, he has done an impressive job here, Joe. Very experienced fellow in the basketball industry, 22 years with the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, and Al's a Canadian. You know, Victoria guy, and we're proud to have him out here. And I think the one thing that he's done a real nice job of, he's been on the floor, he's been in the office. So he understands the whole thing, and he's got his hands full, but he's a great hire.
We'll have plenty of information on the new front office here in Brampton as we progress through tonight's ball game. But like Joe said, professional business atmosphere that has certainly caught the attention of many across the country as we get set for tip-off. Season 8 in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Blackjacks are ready. Honey Badgers are ready. Let's play some CEBL hoops from B-Town. Tip-off won by the home squad, and that's Sean East who will get his first touches here. East second in MVP voting, tosses it up and trying to start the game with some fireworks, but Matthew Moncrief couldn't haul down that pass.
Yeah, first play of the game, well scripted. They looked for it and well defended by Ottawa.
Here's Dubinsky, product of Orangeville Prep out of Ottawa, Ontario himself. Tyrell Tate, Javante Smart. He'll have the ball in his hands a lot tonight, trying to go to work early. Fading, tough shot, and makes it look easy.
I like that first set by Ottawa. Making Dubinsky the point guard and playing Smart off the basketball. Eventually, he's the guy that ends up with it.
You can expect a lot of that tonight, folks. East up top. Head coach Serta said they were trying to get the three ball to work, but instead he goes inside, and Moncrief has the first points of the season for Brampton.
Yeah, nice roll inside, good find.
Moncrief impressive in the preseason outing. Three ball there, in and out. That was Cleveland who fired from deep. East wants to push, wide open up top, and that one's kicked back the other way off the foot of Alex Fudge.
Matthew Cleveland is a solid basketball player. You want to see a guy put up crooked numbers at all ends. He can score the ball, but at the end of the game, you watch his rebounds, his assists, turnovers. He is an efficient player. Real good sign for Ottawa picking him up.
Cleveland, Florida State, and Miami. He was the ACC Sixth Man of the Year at Florida State. So he's got a padded resume. Inside pass to Odro, picked off. Smart met by East, and Smart grabbing his knee there. That's the one thing that East is really good at, Joe. He's a pest on defense. Here's Smart trying to get the edge, and Odro gets a hand on it, and the Honey Badgers have a stop. East quickly picked up. Odro pass inside and just out of his reach, so the right idea, but a little too strong.
So let's go back that defense position. East on Smart, but they're playing with 5. You got to guard Smart with 5, so it's not just East. You saw Prince come off there and help out. When he has the basketball, just like when Sean East has the basketball, all 5 guys have to be engaged.
Prince was impressive in the training camp that we got to go to as we have our first foul of the game. Tyrese Hunter will pick up a personal, but Odro is so key to this team on offense and defense. He is an energy spark.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You saw that they just missed the transition layup there with him running down the floor, but now he's the leader. There's nobody looking. Everybody's looking at him.
Prince, of course, the last member of that 2022 championship Honey Badger team. Cleveland fading, knocks it down.
Isn't that smooth to have? Cleveland with lots of size, got to the point where he wants a nice mid-range jump shot.
Cleveland's bounced around the G League, so he's proven his worth. Here's Hunter. Up top, Moncrief pushing inside into the corner. Hunter, pocket tray is money.
I like the assists already by Brampton early in the season. Here they are, moving the basketball, finding guys for better shots.
Smart, trying to roll, finds Dubinsky. Kicked into the corner, and a 3-ball right back the other way from the Blackjacks. That was Tate knocking it down.
Last basket he made was a target time winner. Tate with the open 3.
So East was trying to go coast to coast there, and instead he was fouled before the shot. That'll be on Matthew Cleveland. That was one of the things that we didn't really see much last year either, Joe, the transition play, and a player like East can certainly help you with that.
And they've got a bunch of players on the floor that can push the basketball. Hunter's real good at pushing the ball.
East fires. 3-ball, good, Cameron Tyson. This Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max. Smart almost turned it over, and he does. East has it in transition. Thought about passing. East pulls up and knocks it down.
Yeah. Again, Prince with the deflection. Great defense on the double team. Causes a turnover. And you saw East, who's very good. He'll slow up for that pull-up three and just knock it out.
Here's Cleveland. Hard crossover. Thought he was fouled. Late whistle comes in, and we'll see which Honey Badger picks it up. It will be Hunter.
And when you're blessed with the size Cleveland has, he can take bigger guys off the dribble. And if you're playing with a smaller guard that can get into him, he'll use his size. Real clever player.
Here's Fudge. He's got Odro on the perimeter, the big men in unfamiliar territory here. Fudge driving, and Odro with a big block down low.
Real good defensive plays by Prince.
Odro, 25 blocks last year. That was good for 4th in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. You expect a lot of that right now. Here's Fudge driving again to beat the buzzer, and it's good. Oh, he's got some words for Odro as they head back the other way, and East trying to quickly push the offense. And a whistle on the baseline as Odro goes to pick up his fellow big man Moncrief here with just over 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
I think Fudge got to be careful. I think he's going to give himself the technical. Got a lot to say.
Yeah, he's vocal. The officials trying to break up the extracurriculars. And there's warnings on both Odro and Fudge. Fudge continues to talk. On the baseline. Here's East. He'll go the safety route. It's Tyson up top. It's deep. And it's short. Ottawa pushing back the other way. Fudge inside, and he's stripped. Good defense there from Moncrief. East pulls up, pops, and knocks.
Again, in transition, you find East. He slows up his dribble. You can't allow him to control the pace. He is a knockdown shooter.
East a pair of 3 balls. He's got 6 of the 14. Brampton up 5 early. Cleveland might have gotten away with one too many steps there, and basketball gods helped the Honey Badgers, but a turnover. Here's Smart, crossover, steps up. Oh, perfect from Javante Smart.
In both the cases, being Smart or East, you've got to get the ball out of their hands. You've got to make it tougher for them to receive the basketball.
Here's East. He wants to fire. That's the hot spot. And folks, just a small sample of Sean East.
For some people, that's a career sample.
3 threes now for East. Averaged 23 points per game with Edmonton last season. Cutting inside for a quick 2 is Dubinsky.
A nice job by Dubinsky taking it to the rack there with a little bit of ball pressure on him.
Here's East. This time trying to work it inside. Passes off to Moncrief. Throws down the baseline slam.
So being a scoring point guard like East is, here he is on a heater, but what does he do? He finds a guy with a better shot.
Well, he had 17 points in the preseason game the other day and then didn't play the second half, but he was dishing it as well. Smart on the switch, driving inside, blocked from behind, but a foul is called on Tyson.
Javante Smart, 6'4", 6'5", with lots of length, does a super job, and he can get himself to the free throw line. Exceptional free throw shooter, but he's exceptional at getting himself there.
Honey Badgers up 5, 19-14 here in the first. We'll be back in just a moment. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back inside the CAA Center where the Honey Badgers lead the BlackJacks 19-14 in the first quarter. And Prince Ojo already has one block. One thing that's become very clear around this Honey Badgers team is just how seriously they're taking defense. Head coach Alex Serta told me this week that both Matthew Moncrief and Prince Ojo are already competing internally for the Defensive Player of the Year. Serta says what excites him most is that both players genuinely want to embrace defending at a high level, which he believes says a lot about the culture developing inside his locker room. And with the roster's defensive versatility, Serta thinks his defense could be one of the defining identities of this squad, Matt.
Thank you, JJ. Well, Alex Serta, the defensive coach with the South Bay Lakers in the G League. A couple of years ago, he had the 5th best defensive rating in that league. Smart's free throw is good, so he certainly preaches defense. Innovation, too, for Serta. He's one of the big pieces here that is not on the floor, but a lot of players wanted to play for him. And it certainly makes sense.
You know, when you're on your resume, when you got a defensive coach, but you like the flow of the offense. You've got all these greyhounds out here. It's pretty impressive.
You know, he's a pretty darn good coach, but he's an even better person to talk to. Here's a 3-ball. Tyson fires.
Nice job there on the ATO, the after timeout play. They come out, run a little back screen, and pop the shooter. A little Spain action. Great shot, great set.
18 of the 22 points coming from behind the arc for Brampton, and there on the weak side was Tyson with the rebound. Trying to create some space. It's DJ Jackson now in the game for Brampton. Going baseline there was Moncrief. Over to Pauly in the corner. He also checked in, and Tyson's got the offensive board. Jackson driving inside. Lefty layup off the window.
Yeah. Great kick out for the 3. Nice offensive rebound.
And right there, back the other way, a quick answer from the BlackJacks. That was Justin Jackson, who also entered the game moments ago.
A healthy Justin Jackson. Nice move by him. He's got Justin Jackson's length and talent.
His 5th season here with Ottawa, 8th pro season. Tyson, hand in his face. And Moncrief able to tip it back. Second chance here, fired down low. Moncrief smoked the layup, but he's got the offensive board. Jackson all over him, and it goes out of bounds off of white jersey, so it'll be Honey Badger ball on the baseline.
Nice little matchup there. You know, the rookie in the league against the veteran, both from the same area. They know a whole lot about each other. Now, we can't forget, Justin Jackson was a draft pick, NBA draft pick. So, you know, there's a lot of talent. He just had to overcome a pile of injuries in his career.
43rd overall in 2018 by the Nuggets. That's when he was taken. He was the first NBA draftee to sign in the CEBL as well. That was in 2020.
Also checking in for the Honey Badgers is number 9,
Judson Martindale seeing his first game action. He checks in for the Honey Badgers. Here's Odro. Honey Badgers clinging to a 6-point lead. Pauly thought about it, steps to his right, in and out, and Cleveland there on the rebound. Cleveland looking up court, good defense there. Jackson and Odro came together. Martindale goes inside, pass was off the mark, and an easy steal there. Cleveland pushes it up, and inside layup, no good, but he was fouled on the way up. That was Justin Harmon, who will head to the line for 2.
We've seen some real good off-ball defense already. Odro's been involved in about 5 situations where the ball's been tipped and causing a turnover. There we saw some real nice defense. You know, in the case of Ottawa, good help defense. And Harmon comes over, gets the steal, and gets himself to the free throw line.
Harmon first free throw off of the mark. Member of the G League, Salt Lake City in 25-26, 11 points per game. First-year head coach Justin Mazzulla with this Ottawa team. He's the assistant video coordinator for the Utah Jazz in the NBA, so he's had some experience scouting these G League players. Why not take him right out of your backyard?
Well, that personnel-wise, a lot of these coaches who've had the G League experience know the players.
That 3 ball by Martindale, too strong. Fighting for it there is Harmon. Oh, check out Sean East. What an effort. Tosses it up, and Pauly flushes it.
That's what you want for an MVP candidate. He does it on both ends of the floor.
Trying to push Cleveland, and Otro and Martindale came together for the block, but there was contact on the arm.
I think as you watch these two teams this year, there's very few times you're going to see a 24-second call because they both move the ball quickly, and they're willing to play on a short clock.
Fudge and Dubinsky back in the game for Ottawa. Again, that's one of the biggest differences for this Brampton team. The identity has changed completely. Last year there was a lot of times or multiple times when they would rely on Quindary Weatherspoon on the offensive end. This year you have about 3 or 4 options on offense no matter what point in the game you're at.
But I can also already I see the last year the ball stuck a little bit more, and here they are, a lot more flow.
East trying to flow back the other way and off the glass. He's got some words for that Ottawa defense.
Showing everything.
So East is up to 11 points now. First player in the game in double digits in that category. Dubinsky. Good defense here from East. Pushes him out. 5 on the shot clock. Cleveland balked at the 3. Dubinsky with the lane, and Otro almost got fingertips on it. Second chance here. Fudge top side. And Dubinsky again inside. Might have come down there, and the official on the baseline will nail it. It is a travel call.
Yeah, tough turnover for Dubinsky because I thought he did a great job of keeping it alive with 2 rebounds. That's pretty impressive from your point guard on the floor. Guy from Ottawa playing his first professional league.
6'3", taking care of business on the inside on the offensive end. East trying to drive. He's double teamed. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Inside, a minute to go in the first quarter. East pulls up. That one well off the mark. Prince there on the baseline, but he steps out of bounds.
Yeah, not a great possession by Brampton there. It was one of those situations where instead of the offense finding, moving the basketball, they were looking for East. It was easy to guard East when there's no movement on the ball. And right there, it was pretty stagnant.
Harmon waiting for the screen. East stuck to him. Good defense there from East. Tough shot. Odro pulls it down with one hand, and East will hold. 9-second difference between the game clock and shot clock. Brampton will have to put the ball off rim. Jackson driving inside, somehow got it off. Odro trying to go up with the right. He was blocked down low. Fudge says no. And now Ottawa will hold for 1. Shot clock off. 10 seconds to go in the first quarter. 7-point lead for Brampton. Driving inside, that was Justin Njok-Tejore, and he was fouled with 4.8.
Justin Njok-Tejore played with the BlackJacks just out of the University of Ottawa. Real good athlete. Finding he's just so much more comfortable. The first game in the second half, when it was a real close game, he made a monster dunk against Calgary the other day, and he's playing like an athlete now, and that's nice to see.
Knocks down the first free throw. And Njok-Tejore out at Gatineau, Quebec. Drafted by Ottawa in 2024 and 2025. This is his first ever standard player contract. Second one's also money. Brampton will have to go here. 4.8 to go in the quarter. Here's East. He's got 11 in the opener. East steps around, fires. And the way the first quarter went for Sean East, you figure that might have gone in, but Joe, certainly something to smile about here.
Yeah, absolutely. Great first quarter, and East was it. And how about Ottawa? Ottawa saw it. Nice trap there at the end, not to give East a chance. Teams feeling each other out, but they're scoring early in the season. This is an impressive game, an impressive start.
28-23 after 1 here in the CAA Center. Brampton on top of Ottawa. We'll be back with second quarter action. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Looking to level up your future? Algoma University's Brampton campus is where ambition meets opportunity. Study in-demand programs like business, computer science, and psychology right in downtown Brampton. We offer the most affordable tuition in Ontario and are ranked #1 in Canada for scholarships and bursaries. Small classes, big support, real success. Algoma University Brampton. Success within reach.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Welcome back to Brampton, where the Honey Badgers have a 5-point lead after the first quarter. Joined now by CEO of the Honey Badgers, Al Whitley. Al, you're no stranger to high-performance hoops here in the country, playing for the University of New Brunswick previously. I'm not going to date you. But after 22 years in Dallas, why was now the right time to come back home?
Yeah, I think just the opportunity presented itself. The game of basketball has given me so much to my life, to my wife, to my family. And I just feel it's an obligation to try and give back through my experiences in the NBA and to grow the game of basketball in Canada, really. I mean, it's just a priority.
One of the first meetings you said that you had after you got the job was with Prince Odro. Why was meeting with him so important to you?
Well, he's from Brampton, right? And he's been here many, many years. And so he's the fabric and the culture of this team. And I wanted to get to know him. I wanted to get to understand what this team was all about and how I could help make a difference. And so he was crucial.
In the last month, the organization has announced Nav Bhatia is a community ambassador, and Mark Cuban is part of the ownership group now. How are those guys going to be able to help you push this organization forward?
Well, I mean, Nav, as superfan, is huge in Canadian basketball, and of course, Mark Cuban. I'm just grateful that he has the trust in joining the journey with Len and I. Growing basketball in Canada, it's a visibility, it's a credibility instantly, and now we have to do our part in the community on the floor, and we look forward to the challenge.
Lastly for you, Al, there's a noticeable difference in the air and the energy here in the CAA Center. How are you enjoying opening night so far?
Yeah, I love it. There's a buzz, I came in from day one. There's a standard that we're all trying to live up to, and our team has been incredible, not only from the basketball, the business side, everybody's bought in, and the trust from our owner. Leonard Asper gave me the keys from day one, and it all starts at the top with him and Mark's trust. Again, it's just been an incredible experience. I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
We appreciate the time, Al. Enjoy the rest of this night, okay?
Appreciate you, JJ. Thank you.
Matt, back to you.
Good stuff. Thank you, JJ. That's team CEO Al Whitley, who has done an excellent job putting things together here. And you also have to give props to, like JJ said, Leonard Asper, who took over the team last year, purchased it, one of the last teams in the league to be privately owned, and he has done a heck of a job, took on a tough task.
I said it started with the top. He's done a real nice job of hiring people that made this, I'm worried about basketball first. So he's really improved that part of it.
That one picked off back the other way, and almost losing control there, but able to follow through on it was Harmon.
Nice start for Ottawa here. Ottawa had substituted a little differently, and they got their starting lineup back on the floor, where Sean East is now taking his first break, and you got a second unit in here for Brampton.
Quick 4-0 run, and no dice there on the offensive end for Joshua Omajafo. Here's Harmon. Guarded by Danilo Juricic, who also checked in. Might have been a travel there instead. Ball off the back of the rim for Fudge. Head coach Serta wanted the call. Here's Juricic. Missed a three moments ago. He'll work inside this time. Jackson going baseline, contact, no call, and a block by Fudge.
Yeah, Fudge did a nice job. Second block for him today, where he did a nice job of just backing up.
Smart in and out, and on the next whistle, Joe will have Sean East return to action. Here's Tyson pulling up, so they've been relying on the three a couple of possessions to start this second frame. Hasn't been so polite to them, and on the other end, the three ball, nice to Tyrell Tate, who's able to connect.
And I really think that whole second quarter started with the substitutions. All of a sudden, Ottawa looked a little bit more experienced against some inexperienced guys, so you got a good little flavor there. Ottawa's back up. Now Ottawa's up two, another lead change.
A quick 7-0 run here for the BlackJacks as They are now ahead by 2. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Cal Tire is a proud partner and tire expert of the CEBL. Shop top tire brands and have peace of mind with Cal Tire's price match guarantee. Shop and book at caltire.com. Well, the Honey Badgers have watched their lead slip away here, now trailing by 2 to the Ottawa BlackJacks. And Joe, turnovers have been the recipe for disaster in the second so far.
Early in the season, when you're trying to feel it out, and turnovers are going to be a problem. But 7 turnovers already for Brampton is just a little bit too high, and it's really helped Ottawa.
So East re-enters the game. Here's Tyrese Hunter. Prince on the offensive end, and he was able to grab the rebound, fouled on his way up, so he'll head to the line. That foul will be on Tyrell Tate.
Prince is able to go inside and has physical size. Fudge is a real good shot blocker. But if Prince imposes his body on him and buries him under the rim, he should be able to finish. Brampton's got to go back to playing through the middle or get paint touches.
Woodrow's first free throw, no good.
It's one thing that he's had his whole career. The free throw line has always been something that, he runs at, and he tries things all the time. And you can see his shot's a little funky, but what he's really worked on is the rotation, trying to make it a little softer.
So he splits the pair. He's got that little hitch in his shot. Almost picked off, and it is. East was able to disrupt Tate just enough. Tyson picks up the dribble, dishes down low. Prince trying to follow up off the miss. And Jacques DeJoray going corner, throwing it down on the baseline. That was Harmon with the wide open lane.
Yeah, what a nice decision in transition. And Jacques DeJoray finding Harmon.
Hunter trying to figure out what his next decision will be. Balked at the 3. Inside to Prince. Guarded by Fudge. Big man on big man. Prince up with the left and knocks it down.
And that's what I was calling for. Put it inside. Let him bury Fudge underneath. The shot blocker, if you get to his body, you take away his greatest weapon.
So Prince makes it a 1-point game here. Smart mismatch here on Odro. Ottawa must love this setup. Until then, Moncrief right there to meet the guard. Moncrief spins again and a turnover. Prince has the ball in his hands, and the Brampton Honey Badgers have numbers. Moncrief cutting for the flush.
Yeah, off-ball defense by Brampton has been huge. Super job playing together, coming off the ball, causing that turnover.
So a timeout on the floor as the Honey Badgers regain the lead, 33-32, with 5:54 to go. As we'll take a look at that last bucket there, Moncrief cutting inside.
So defense starts on the basketball. So you do a good job on the ball. Tate goes and makes the spin, and that's where the help comes. So, and then when the help comes, they get the turnover, and Moncrief is just running. He's going down the 401 full speed. Moncrief saw it, but they did a nice job of turning the ball over and making it a live turnover into offense. Nice run out.
Moncrief, of course, played his college career at OSU, Georgia, and Seattle. He's actually teammates with Cade Cunningham at OSU. Again, another one of those G League resumes across the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Played with the Motor City Cruise in 25-26, 5 points per game, 4 rebounds. So That's one of the big things about this Brampton team, too. A lot of new faces with a ton of experience, whether it be the G League or overseas. Well, New Era is the exclusive game uniform partner of the CEBL and all 10 of its teams from coast to coast. Pick up your official replica jerseys today by visiting CEBL.ca.
If you're Ottawa, you got to look at the box score. What jumps at me? They've played 8 players, and all 8 players have scored. This was a team that was carried by Javonte Smart, only Javonte Smart, and all of a sudden now they've got some pieces all around them.
They're shooting 52% from the field so far. That is the BlackJacks. Honey Badgers shooting 41%, and we have a horn here. Table wants to talk shop for a second here, make sure everything's okay. So just confirming right players are on the court here.
Well, there might be a situation now. This is the CBL. You have to have two Canadians on the floor at all times. And sometimes when you're carrying 4 Americans, substitution can get you. And they got stung there a little bit. If you look on the floor right now for the Honey Badgers, Moncrief is the only Canadian on the floor. So therefore you've got technical foul here, team technical, so they get 1 in the ball. So this is something new that teams like coaches are coming in, but your assistant coaches have the job. And Ottawa, with Ryan Thompson, an experienced assistant coach in the CEBL who was with Winnipeg and did a great job, he's one of the best. He saw that right off the bat, called it as soon as the ball got inbounded, brought it to the referee's attention, went to the scorer's table. Good call. He picks up a point for his team by taking care of business.
So Odro comes into the game. He will balance things out for the Honey Badgers. The free throw is good, so we're knotted back up 33-all. Driving inside and slamming that one off the rim in the backboard was Cleveland, but a foul is called. So Odro picks up a personal.
That's one thing if you're Brampton early in this season. You know, they're still missing Keon Ambrose Hilton. They can't afford to get Odro in a foul situation where he has to sit on the bench.
Jameer Nelson Jr. also one of the big signings from Calgary for this Honey Badgers team. So both Ambrose Hilton and Nelson Jr. expected to join the team relatively soon. That was part of that big trio of off-season pickups, including Sean East. Here's Cleveland, driving inside. Odro's got to be careful. Moncrief able to tip it. Tyson pushing, corner, Hunter, steps to his left, pops, can't hit. And big rebound inside, picked off. Moncrief says, I want a chance. And now he'll go to the line.
Yeah, somewhere the basketball gods take care of you when you make great plays. That started with Moncrief on the rebound, the nice tip pass on the rebound, stays with it, and all of a sudden he finds himself a steal and a make, or a foul.
A chance at a couple of makes here. Jackson heads back into the game. Moncrief at the line, sitting on 6 points, a single board and a single assist. Follow at CEBL League on all social platforms to stay up to date on stats, storylines, and more for all 10 teams in Canada's Pro Basketball League.
Right now, this is Brampton's 4th free throw compared to the 8 by Ottawa. And usually that count is talking about the teams that attack the rim. And right now it looks like Ottawa's attacking the rim more.
Well, they tried to attack on offense quickly there. The pass was out of reach for Justin Jackson. Tyler Pauly will come back in the game for Brampton. Prince Odro gets a breather here. 5:07 to go in the first half.
That's Javonte Smart's 4th turnover. That's something that you don't see very often.
Sure-handed Smart. Always pretty safe bet with the ball. Tyson takes a single dribble, turns it over. Now he's got to chase from behind, and a foul is called on Jackson.
If I'm an Ottawa fan, I'm excited that Justin Jackson looks healthy. Like, he's got a step, defense on the ball, a little bit of ball pressure. Nice play by him.
Jackson is an important piece as he was able to draw the foul there. And a big piece, too, physically.
And number 3, Alex Fudge.
Here's Smart up top. Sitting on 8 points. He's got East up top. Once again, these two guards battling. East almost had to steal, and he does. And right there, Smart pulling his jersey, and we might have something more than just a common foul.
That was impressive. You know, the easiest time to pick somebody's pocket is when they're standing still and they're in front of you. And Javante got just a little bit, you know, too clever in front. And here's East putting his hand in there, causing the turnover, causing the foul, and getting himself to the line.
So the unsporting foul. East hits the first free throw. He'll have one more. And then Brampton will get the ball back.
As soon as you get a tug on the jersey, it becomes automatic unsportsmanlike.
That one was pretty darn obvious. East knocks down the pair. He was second in free throw percentage in the Canadian Elite Basketball League last year, 91%. Here's Moncrief inside. Strong take, soft finish for the big fella.
Nice fake by Moncrief, good attack.
3-point lead for Brampton, and nice take back the other way. Matthew Cleveland showing off a chance at 3.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Matthew Cleveland. I said that when I've seen him before play, he just knows how to play basketball. He takes advantage, he reads and reacts. Came in transition, what a nice dribble. Used that step.
So Cleveland trying to complete the 3-point play. Had 20 points in the opener on 72% from the field. 13 boards as well, so he was doing it all. Once again tied at 38. Here's East cutting inside, in and out. So 2 shots coming for Sean.
A little touche, the same move that Cleveland used down there. East went at him down here with it. Nice little rip and carry.
East is one of those players too where if you're Ottawa, you get a stop on defense when East has the ball. You start to feel pretty good about yourself, but then you realize he can burn you in about 6 different ways, so it's hard to get back-to-back stops.
In my career, I've always found when you got a great scorer, like East, like Smart, that are going to put up 30, the best way to guard them is before they get the basketball. So you can't let them, conduct or control the pace, especially Sean East. He's exceptional at controlling the pace of the game when the ball's in his hand.
East has 15. That's a game high. Cleveland driving off the window. Here is East trying to push. Off to the track meet, and he turns it off. Smart's got it. Wanted the call on Tyson, but won't get it. Instead, Fudge! Oh, come on!
Talk about defense to offense. It was a sprint down the floor. Every Ottawa player was flying down there.
Fudge with a big slam. Ottawa +2. East looking inside. Jackson in the corner of his eye. Now he kicks to the corner. Jackson pulls up, can't hit. Trying to push well down the court. Justin Jackson wide open. East has it. And he's able to evade the pressure. Looking across the court. Mismatch up top. East pulls up, and all day breakfast. Sean East cooking it up.
Man, you're saying all day breakfast. He had 6'8" Justin Jackson all over him. That is one great shot.
That's one of the things that head coach Serta said they want to unlock in Sean East. It's that 3-point play.
Yeah.
So it looked like there might have been some confusion there. Someone wanted a timeout. Instead, it was for some substitution.
Early in the season, even the table gets full. And we got a Hall of Fame table here.
Yeah. Some of the best in the biz. Here's Cleveland. Stuck up top. Dubinsky allowed Cleveland to reset. Smart, this time guarded by Tyson. Smart inside, lot of contact. Can't get the roll. Trickles out of bounds. It'll be Brampton ball. And now it looks like head coach Serta wants the timeout. He's walking on the court like he's going to get it here. Odro checking in. Serta wants the timeout, and he'll get it with 2:49 to go. Honey Badgers up a single.
I like the way Javonte Smart just used his size to try to get that last layup up.
So with the timeout on the court, that'll give us a chance to dig into both head coaches here. Joe, Alex Serta, as we mentioned, South Bay Lakers, 10 seasons of NBA experience, 2 as the LA Clippers video coordinator. His style, focused, detail-oriented, and data-driven. And one of the interesting things if you talk about him, or if you talk to him, that he preaches, he wants to create the highest percentage shot possible on every possession. They've certainly done a good job at that so far in this one.
Yeah, and I think he's going to talk a little bit about, like, he's going to be a little concerned about some of the threes that they took early in that one, in the second quarter, like a little bit of that lull. But, you know, you like his excitement, you like his energy, you like his experience, and, you know, for a lot of these guys, it's new. FIBA basketball is new for some of the coaches, but he has a staff with some experience. Bringing in Mike Gerling was a good move by Brampton because now they've got a guy who sat in the CEBL seat, you know, next to the coach, and that's really important. And the same thing here with Ottawa.
Of course, additions to this Honey Badgers team. Also John Ross with some Portland Trailblazers connections in the Rip City, coming from the West Coast. Mike Gerling coming from Calgary. Also Ross coming from Calgary as well. And then, like you said, on the other side, with Ottawa, Justin Mazzulla, the youngest coach in CEBL history. He's 27 years old. Took over the title from Victor Razzo, a name you're familiar with, Joe, but that's a title you want to keep, a record you like to have, but that now belongs to Justin.
And then Ryan Thompson, who's 36, is the veteran voice on their bench as the assistant.
He's the old guy. 3-ball there off the side of the rim and out for Paulie, and offensive chance here. East inside, pass was almost intercepted, and it was. That's Shakur Daniel, who checked in the game. He leaves his mark early. Smart pulls up, knocks down the triple.
I like the fact that they got Smart and they found him, but Shakur Daniels is a defensive stopper. You bring him off the bench and you're asking him, anything he gives you offensively, you'll take, but his job is to defend the basketball.
Smart up to 11 points now. Odro on the perimeter. Ollie driving inside, up with the left, acrobatic take. He hit the deck hard. Numbers back the other way for Ottawa. Daniel, double teamed. Good job there, recovering by Brampton. As subs will come in here. Hunter and Moncrief re-entering for Brampton.
Ottawa puts a lot of pressure on you. They run the court with all 5 guys. There's nobody walking up the floor. So they make you get back on defense.
Here's Fudge. Sets a screen, got a mismatch up top. Daniel fires. Fudge fighting for it down low, able to scoop it up. Fresh 14 for Ottawa. Fudge looking down low. It'll be Cleveland now. He's guarded by Hunter. 5 on the shot clock. Cleveland steps to his right. In and out, and a big board there by Moncrief.
Yeah, Moncrief went up with that board a little bit more physical than the first one.
East slips on his way to the net, and he will head back to the free throw line.
And Sean East, just an incredible player talent-wise. He can score the basketball. But as a smart basketball player, he's somebody who understands time and score and always knows when his team's in the penalty. So now he knows he's in the penalty. He's a great free throw shooter. He'll use it to his advantage. I just gave him the jinx, right? 92%.
I didn't even need to look.
But like, I just love the fact that he knows that this is a better decision now to drive because we're in the penalty and I can get a freebie.
So that was East's first miss from the line. And he misses both. He's 4 of 6. Prince right there trying to put it back. So Prince big on the offensive board. It's now his turn to head to the line, and he's slow to get up.
Saved that possession there with the offensive rebound. And when Prince starts finishing with his left, his career's just going to explode. You know, for many years he was right dominant, and I can just see him now trying with the left hand. If he gets that down, with that physical body and the way he runs the floor, he's going to be a demon.
He's got 8 rebounds so far, the latest earning him these 2 shots. Knocks down the first.
Brampton brought in Olu Ashlu, former CBL great, and played for the Bandits and played for the River Lions. And Olu now comes in with lots of experience all over the world as an assistant coach, and his job is responsible for the bigs.
So we have a bench warning to Ottawa. They're barking down there as Prince is set to take his second free throw. Crowd liking the warning from the officials. So Prince splits the pair. Cleveland has the rebound, and we have 70 seconds to go in the half. Rapinomi, Joe Rasso, JJ Evison, thanks for joining us here on the home opener and season opener for the Honey Badgers. And now it's Rolaire's turn to go to the line.
So Rolaire is that veteran who comes in, just give me my 7 or 8 minutes. But what he does is when he does touch it, he finishes. He's got good hands, put the ball up where he wants to get it, and you'll find him, he'll roll. He's not going to pop out, not going to do anything really fancy, but he'll finish.
Rolaire, 2023 and 2024 with the Montreal Alliance, and then was with the BlackJacks last season. Played in 19 games.
Correction, the foul is charged to Honey Badgers number 0.
This past season played in Qatar.
That's down the road, you could say. So the foul was initially called on Hunter, and now it looks like it might be changed to Moncrief. So Matthew Moncrief picks up his second personal. Hunter was looking confused there. Rolaire puts it off the back rim. Good crowd here at the CAA Center tonight. That's one of the things that this new ownership group or management group wanted to preach here in Brampton, get the fans in the stands, and they've done a good job tonight. So 1 of 2 for Rolaire. East trying to build on an impressive first half. Goes behind the back, 3-ball up top. Tyson, and for the lead, Brampton back in front.
I like that shot by Tyson because he wasn't hunting it. He let the offense get him the shot.
Tyson's got 9 along with 5 boards. Here's Smart. Driving inside, a lot of contact. Cleveland looking for the call. Rolaire, strong offensive board, and he's blocked down low. Moncrief again. Wide open, corner, Harmon, yes!
And that offensive rebound, Shakur Daniels just got his hand in there, kept that ball alive.
Harmon's got 8. Latest regains the lead for Ottawa. Shot clock off, final 10 seconds of the half. Here's East to cap off a first half of excellence. Sean East, welcome to Brampton. 21 points in the first half for Sean East, and the Honey Badgers will take a 1-point lead into the break.
50 for the Brampton Honey Badgers.
Just unbelievable stuff. A debut through 2 quarters that Sean East will certainly remember. And that's the kind of stuff that we expected to see.
Yeah, what a great half. 50-49, you saw some great players, MVP candidates. We got a good season ahead of us.
Well, Prince Odro also having himself a pretty darn good half. 4 points and 8 boards. He's alongside JJ.
Thanks so much, Matt. Prince, you're all over the score sheet, blocking shots, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds. How are you feeling coming off a winter of rehab?
To be honest, today Coach told me I had to set the tone. I'm the heart and soul of this team, so that's what I'm coming on here to do today.
Looking at this game, it's a back-and-forth game, very, very close. Your offense is really being led by Sean East. What do you see from him that's making him so efficient early on?
I mean, last year he was running up for MVP, and there's a reason why. I think he makes our offense explosive. And, you know, playing with a guy like that, that's why I'm able to stuff the stat sheet, because when he gets it up, I can go crash scores. You know, I got his back on defense in the pick and rolls, and he's also a guy that competes. So we're very grateful to have him on our team this year.
Always appreciate the time. Best of luck in the second half, Prince. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Target target score time.
Target time. Throwing it up and Hill. And it's going to be an opening night victory.
If you haven't watched CEBL basketball before, it's more than homegrown hoopers and international stars putting on a show for fans coast to coast. Beyond your typical highlight reel plays, our game creates anticipation right to the final buzzer. We do things a little different here at the CEBL. Let me introduce you to Target Score Time. This format keeps things exciting by guaranteeing a game winner every single game. The comebacks, the game-winning alley-oops, next bucket win scenarios, Target Score is where it happens. The rules are simple. The first time the game clock is stopped with 4 minutes or less in the fourth quarter, the clock turns off. Add 9 points to the leading team's score, that becomes the target score. The first team to that number wins. Every bucket matters. Every possession counts. And we've been treated to some pretty memorable moments over the years. Former MVP Khalil Ahmad seals the deal with a massive 3 in last year's Eastern Conference Finals. Winnipeg's Alex Campbell became the first Canadian in league history to reach the 1,000-point mark with a clutch three-pointer to seal the victory for the CEBL.
Oh, what a shot!
Canadian Thomas Kennedy's big steal, followed by a massive poster in the next bucket win scenario.
Thomas Kennedy for the win! Yes! Oh, he didn't do that! Oh my God!
So, what moments will happen this year? Watch CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem and CBC YouTube to find out. Tune in to Canada's Pro Basketball League all summer long.
The Expo Center in the heart of Edmonton, Alberta, a packed house expected for this 2026 CEBL opener, and it's the Stingers opening up with a visit from the Winnipeg Sea Bears to start Season 8 of Canada's Professional Basketball League. From overseas, and a tip-in is good, the putback. There's Allen again.
Right shoulder, boom, creates the space, and the gather goes up.
Danger with the handoff. Mercier, good from the elbow. Drives right. Swung to Acott at the top. Buckets. First come out with it. And it's Krause, who can shoot free throws for the win. And Mason Krause wins it for the Winnipeg Sea Bears.
You don't just fuel your body, you fuel your drive. We're not here to preach hustle. We're here for the ones who show up. You know who you are. The moms who make mornings feel like magic. The runners lacing up before the scroll. The dreamers writing it down before it's real. And we're here for you. Real fruit, real fuel. Booster Juice. Fuel for what's next.
Most of our clients who come through our door and who are suffering from mental illness, they're feeling a sense of despair and a longing for help. Often, insurance companies are denying disability claims on the basis that there's insufficient medical evidence. We've represented hundreds of clients who suffer from anxiety or depression. We fight for our clients' right to receive the compensation they deserve. If you've been denied long-term disability, don't give up. We can help.
Your long-term disability firm, Kotak Law.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
inside the CAA Center. The Ottawa BlackJacks trailing the Brampton Honey Badgers by a single, 50-49. Brampton on top. Mapinomi, Joe Razzo, JJ Evison, thanks for joining us. And Joe, we'll take a peek at the first half highlights here, starting with the BlackJacks, who shot 47% from the field, including 39% from three.
Yeah, let's start with Sean East. Which one of his 5 threes we want to talk about? Man, he was incredible. He was impressive. They just got the ball through him. They played through him, and when he was on the floor, he just put a pile of pressure on you. Then they started getting the ball inside. That's when good things happen for this team. When they get inside, good things will go down.
Now for the Brampton Honey Badgers, they shoot 44% from the field and 43% from three. Of course, like you mentioned, Sean East, 21 points, 8 assists, 4 steals. He's on watch for you tonight, Joe.
Yeah, he's on a quadruple double watch for me. But I like that Ottawa balance. Ottawa had 8 different players score points. That's pretty impressive. That's a real good sign for the season.
11 points each. That is the team high for the BlackJacks. It's Javonte Smart and Matthew Cleveland who have done a brunt of the scoring. As we take a look at stats from the first half of play, and the rebounding battle pretty even too, Joe. 21 rebounds for Brampton, 19 for the BlackJacks. And you mentioned the turnovers were a bit of a problem, 11 each.
Yeah, that's a big problem for both teams. But the one stat that really jumped out at me were points in the paint. Ottawa leading 22-14, and I thought that's where Brampton would have an advantage. And the other one that really was surprising, and based on their last game, Ottawa with 15 bench points compared to Brampton's 4. That's a good sign for Ottawa.
Ottawa is doing the damage courtesy of the bench. Again, as we said, this Brampton team put up 115 points in their preseason, and that was certainly a joint effort, but the BlackJacks did the damage in that first game against Calgary and have certainly been able to reinforce their bench players, which has allowed them to hang on in this ball game. Just a 1-point difference, 50-49 halfway through at the CAA Center. We'll be back with more action after the break. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You know that trip I kept thinking about? I finally took it. It turned into open highways, lakeside stops, sunsets that seemed to last a little longer, less scrolling, more seeing. And at the end of each day, Sandman made it simple. Comfortable stays in the right places, so I could do more. Booking that stay? Best decision I made. Your summer, made in Canada. Book direct for the best rates.
Lotto now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Oh, and it goes Nick Hornsby. Here's Oakland for the win. You gotta love a Canadian. Two hands. Me. Oh, what a block from behind.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun, or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Moments away from second half action between the Honey Badgers and BlackJacks inside the CAA Center in Brampton, Ontario. Joe, let's look back at your players to watch how they do in the first half. It was Javonte Smart and Sean East.
So Javonte Smart, 11 points, 6 assists. Both of them had some turnover troubles, but they're the leaders of this team. And Smart's been really efficient with the 6 assists, a big number for him. But when you look at Sean East, that's a half. Knocking down 5 threes, 8 assists. He's also drawn 4 fouls. He's got 3 rebounds, 4 steals. He's got a chance at a quadruple double. This is just a remarkable opening half for him. And like I said, these two guys are MVP candidates before this game even started.
And that is not an error. 75% is what Shawnee shot in the first half. All right, let's check in with JJ. He's joined by Justin Mazzulla.
Thanks, Matt. Coach, your team gave up 10 offensive rebounds there in the first half. What's your message on cleaning up that side of the ball here in the second half?
Grab the ball.
Plain and simple. On the other side, you've got 12 assists on 16 made field goals. You got to like the ball movement from your team. How do you keep that going?
Just keep on telling them to get to space, have patience, and work with each other, help each other.
Appreciate the time. Best of luck in the second half, Coach. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you, JJ. And like we saw right there, Joe, Coach Mazzulla, short and sweet to the point.
Yeah, and I'm sure, you can get a lot more said when you're short and sweet to the point. But I like the fact that they did distribute the ball. There's 17 fast break points. They pushed the ball in transition, and their spacing in transition has been sensational.
And the one thing that we expected in this game was a back-and-forth affair. Two teams that have built pretty competitive rosters. They expect to do very well this season. 14 lead changes in that first half. This has literally been punch and punch back basketball.
Yeah, and that's because you've got leadership up front, and you've got some, experienced players. And they're not scared of the moment. This was very impressive. And you saw a 7-0 run to start the second quarter. And then it was answered by a 5-0 run by Brampton. So, yeah, these are two teams with high aspirations this year. And it's nice to see good, solid offense this early in the season.
Now, we're well aware that Brampton, as JJ made clear off the opening of the broadcast, they're hungry for a title, a second in franchise history. But this Ottawa team is also hungry. 12-12 last season. They finished second in the Eastern Conference, only behind the back-to-back champion River Lions, and they lost in the quarterfinals for the 3rd straight year. But last year was a character test for them. They were 2-6 to start the year. They rifled off a 4-game win streak, and they really feel like they have a team that can compete and go all the way this year.
I don't think they've ever been over 500 for a regular season. I think last year may have been their best season ever in Ottawa. So I think that they've got high values or high goals this year. They're looking at putting up a pile of crooked numbers. And if you can go 2-0 and road wins in the CEBL are the high standards. You grab road wins, you take care of business at home. They've got a chance. This is a very nice Ottawa team, and I love the way they built their backcourt and the way the guys share the ball.
Some mix of some vets and some new guys. And just back to Mazzulla, he's one of 6 first-year head coaches in the Canadian Elite Basketball League this season. Like we said, 27 years old. Joe, you've coached for a long time, all levels of basketball, including the highest. What benefit is it to have a young coach, someone with more of a new kind of look?
Well, I think, a lot of guys are talking about relationships. And it's what Al Whitley wants to see in his coach. So you got to have somebody who can gain, he has to get the respect of the locker room. When you're young, you got to make sure that you can prove it. So you got to be prepared, you got to be ready, and you got to be willing to learn. And you surround yourself with some experienced guys. He's got a pipeline to a brother who's won a world championship and sits on the hot seat in Boston every day. So he's learning and he's asking questions. This is a great opportunity. His job is to take advantage of it.
So, of course, Justin Mazzulla, the younger brother of Joe Mazzulla, Boston Celtics bench boss. What a good outlet there to get some information from.
Yeah, and Justin Mazzulla was a good basketball player, and it's one of those steps a lot of guys have to make. It's like, when you leave it, you leave it.
Mm-hmm. So set for second half action. The Honey Badgers will start with the Rock, up 1. Kicking off Season 8 in Canada's Pro Basketball League. Honey Badgers around since day 1. So East will do the ball handling. Tyson, Odro, Hunter, and Moncrief joining him on the offensive end. That one almost picked off. Into the corner. Tyson looking for an option on the perimeter. This time steps to his left, fires. And Cleveland all alone in the middle of the key. Here's Smart. He's got Fudge, Tate on the offensive end with him as well. Here is Fudge. Cleveland trying to work his way inside. Contact, no call. Offensive board by Fudge, and he cleans it up.
Yeah, I would have said defense won both those possessions, and then Fudge goes and answers it with an offensive rebound.
Fudge up to 6 points. All of his buckets seem like they've been big ones, though. Big points in the game. Here's Tyson, wants a 3-ball, won't get it. Odro wanted his 9th board, and instead Ottawa will get the basketball.
That's 2 possessions now for Brampton where the ball hasn't seen the paint. And, you know, we talked about some of the shots that they took, the inside-out shots. They're, you know, they've got guys who can hit the 3 a lot easier.
Here's Cleveland driving inside. Smart wide open. 3-ball is good.
And that's what getting the ball inside will do. Cleveland now the second paint touch he's had already in this half.
So Smart with his 3rd 3-ball. He's up to 14 points now. And almost picking the pocket there was Moncrief. Instead, Fudge down the lane. He's fouled. So he'll head to the line.
How about that dribble by Fudge in transition? He went that crossover from left to right. He runs the floor. He's not your traditional big. Last game, he knocked down a 3. Not a lot of size to him, but he's an athletic guy and a quick jumper. And he's got some ball handling skills. That's nice to see.
Well, he doesn't have your traditional resume either. He signed a 2-year deal or 2-way deal with the Lakers. He was a 2023 Commissioner Cup champion there, and then a 2-way deal with the Mavericks. He was on the 2024 NBA Finals roster.
A nice stroke from the free throw line.
So the Commissioner's Cup's still so young in the NBA that it's rare to kind of see that on someone's resume. Learn something new every day in the Canadian Elite Basketball League. Here's Hunter and the pass inside. Good defense there. Smart and Fudge kicking it.
Matt, every time you do your homework, I learn something every time I come to a game. I love it.
Always a treat. Well, this Eastern Conference game is presented by Lotto Max. East shot. Odro fighting for it, tipped it with Moncrief, and the two of them couldn't figure it out. Smart will try to do the work himself here on the offensive end. Pulls up, fires, in and out. Tyson looking for Odro inside. Spins, almost tossed it out of bounds, but Hunter right there to grab the ball. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Hunter trying to go to work. Moncrief, and that's knocked out of bounds by Cleveland. Joe, it seems like Ottawa's tempo on defense has really picked up here.
They've done a great job on the ball. They're guarding the perimeter. They're forcing Brampton to get further and further out. And Brampton's not going inside out. So all of a sudden the pressure's become a little bit tougher, and they're taking away the reversals.
Here's Hunter in the corner. Smart stuck. Hunter fires, and that ends the 7-0 Ottawa run to start the half.
And that's a big shot, getting Hunter.
So Hunter has 6 points now. 12 minutes of play. That one knocked out of bounds. Moncrief causing a disturbance. That was one of the big things with Moncrief, too. They were ranting and raving about his athleticism. For a relatively big guy, 6'8". Prince had to dive back down low. Fudge was wide open for a split second. 1 second on the shot clock. Smart fires. Hits rim, but Moncrief has the board. That's his 5th rebound of the night.
Nice defense on the perimeter there by Brampton.
Hunter, nice feed. Odro down low, and he was hacked from behind as Tyrell Tate needed to do everything to make sure Prince didn't get the shot off.
Yeah, Tyrell Tate knows the scout. He's a veteran. He knows the scout report. He's not giving Prince the dunk. He says, okay, I'll take the foul, but you got to go to the free throw line and make them.
The old hack-a-shack. So Odro at the line. Had a really good interview last week with CBC. Talked about his journey in basketball. He wanted to come back to Brampton, and he always does, because he said they were the team that gave him a shot. And like you heard him say to JJ in the halftime interview, he's one of the big pieces, the heart and soul of this team. So Prince converts from the line. 55-56, Brampton stuck one. Cleveland trying to find an opening here. Smart roll. He wasn't open. Cleveland driving inside and draws the whistle.
Yeah, his decision making is off the charts. He ran the play. They're trying to get a 3 for Smart. Defense said no. Cleveland doesn't. He does a nice job reacting, get himself to the free throw line.
You know, we talk to people around the league. One of the benefits of the Canadian Elite Basketball League is how tight-knit it is. Very family-oriented culture. And everybody said, prepping for this game that I talked to, watch Matthew Cleveland. The season he had in Miami, when he led the team with 18 points per game in his senior year, he is the guy to watch. I mean, everybody loves Smart, but Cleveland is one of the guys to keep your eye on.
You're the sixth man in the ACC. Like, he wins the sixth man award in the ACC. Just wrap your head like, this guy is a player.
That's no small feat. Here's East. Moncrief driving inside, had to chuck it up top to Hunter. Honey Badgers swinging it, 3-ball wide open, and it's good out of the hands of Tyson.
I love that skip pass. The skip pass created the closeout, something that Brampton's got to do a little bit more of.
Tyson up to 12 points. Nice take inside. Smart punches right back.
Talk about being in complete control. What a great finish. It's the second time he's done that today.
East dribbling on the baseline, pulls up. Too much mustard on that one. Cleveland pushing Smart, thought about tossing it up, hesitated and made the right decision.
He thought about it for a long time. He wanted the alley-oop and then realized, no, I can take this.
One of the benefits of Smart's game, he's able to kick it into different gears.
And the concentration to completion.
Hunter, top side, deep and good.
2 fouls got him on the bench early. Hunter's come out in this third quarter with 2 deep threes.
Offense aplenty in the last couple of runs. Cleveland looking inside, Fudge on the baseline. Cleveland says, I'll take it myself. And Sean East says, I'll take the rebound. Here's Hunter, hot hand, deep. And Moncrief able to grab the board. East driving inside. Tyson, does he have another? Yes, he does. East connecting with Tyson for the triple.
I like that 3 by Tyson when it's inside out. I'd rather see him look like he shoots the ball better catching it than he does off the dribble.
Here's Fudge. Got Odro to bite. Fudge down the lane, dropping the hammer.
Yeah, Fudge used a nice ball fake there.
Alex Fudge with the tomahawk jam. Silence the crowd. Moncrief trying to answer, and an offensive foul. Fudge with a big dunk and then takes the charge.
Put that in your highlight package. Nice job by Fudge on both ends of the floor there.
Fudge doing it all. Offense, defense. An impressive game for 3 in white. We're knotted at 64. We're going to take a timeout at the table. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
You know that trip I kept thinking about? I finally took it. It turned into open highways, lakeside stops, sunsets that seemed to last a little longer, less scrolling, more seeing. And at the end of each day, Sandman made it simple. Comfortable stays in the right places, so I could do more. Booking that stay? Best decision I made. Your summer, made in Canada. Book direct for the best rates.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
Moncrief and Tyson.
Welcome back inside the CAA Center, where we're all tied up at 64 in the third quarter. When BlackJacks head coach Justin Mazzulla first arrived in Ottawa, he spent time walking Elgin and Bank Streets, trying to understand the pulse of the city and the people behind the Ottawa BlackJacks fan base. At just 27 years old, Mazzulla is the youngest head coach in CEBL history, but early on, it's his maturity and vision that stand out most. He says that building culture starts with human and player development, believing that if you invest in people first, the basketball eventually follows. Now, as he settles into life in the nation's capital, Mazzulla hopes Ottawa sees the team that reflects the city itself, tough, connected, and built on purpose, Matt.
Good stuff. Thank you, JJ. That makes me want to travel to Ottawa tomorrow.
Yeah, a lot of people have done that late night walk on Elgin and Bank Street.
For different reasons. Here's Jackson hitting the first free throw. But one of the things that Mazzulla has unlocked in this team tonight, Joe, the points in the paint you mentioned earlier, but what about the fast break points? Ottawa outscoring Brampton 21-10 in transition hoops.
They don't play with their traditional post. They do right now with Roller on the floor, but they like to run. And you can see guys get out on the wing and space the floor. You run with 5, you're going to beat people.
Hunter, nice fake drive. Jurcic, the corner 3, and the vet knocking it through.
Yeah, create the closeout, move the ball. Nice job. Nice quarter so far by Hunter.
Harmon, guarded by Jackson, hand in his face, tough shot. Moncrief's got the rebound. Brampton trying to build on this single-point lead. Here's East. Hesitates, drives inside. Jurcic goes right back inside, and right there, baseline slam. Moncrief pushing it through.
Skip passes, kicking it out like that. You create the closeout, then you make the read, you make the defense move, and all of a sudden, Jurcic finds Moncrief before Jurcic touches the ball.
Trying to build on some momentum. Smart missing the 3 ball. Moncrief held it in midair for a second. Here's East. Looking for options on offense. Hunter saying, you take it yourself. East still on 21 points. Here's Hunter, it's deep, and it's good again. Tyrese Hunter showing off at the CAA Center.
Tyrese Hunter's having a Sean East first half here. 3 for 3 already here in the third quarter from deep.
Hunter's got 12 points, the third Honey Badger in double digits. He joins Moncrief, who's got 11, and East, like we mentioned, who's got 21, and DJ Jackson D'ing it up, comes up with the steal.
St. FX product known for his scoring, showed some defense there.
Jackson back-to-back AUS Player of the Year honors. Here's East stepping back. Crowd wanted it, but they won't get it this time down. Smart calling for the screen. Jackson wide open in the middle of the key for a moment, and now Smart's triple team. Jackson hits the deck. Moncrief's got to run. Moncrief into the key, grabs his own board, goes up for 2.
Yeah, again, help on the defense. They did a great job by Brampton. Usually you get in trouble when you send 3 guys, but boy, their tenacity was exceptional.
Out of the break, this Brampton team rejuvenated. Smart, same spot, same result. Moncrief fighting for it, trying to keep it in bounds, and it'll be Ottawa ball with 2 even to go in the quarter.
So 8-0 run here for Brampton. In the third quarter, Sean East hasn't scored, but he's done a great job of facilitating, moving the basketball, seeing what's there. That's a huge sign for Brampton.
All right, let's check in with JJ.
Guys, you're talking about DJ Jackson's offense. Lead assistant coach Mike Gerling says that defense is the next step for his development now, but becoming a complete professional means sustaining effort in all times of the game. The encouraging sign for the Honey Badgers coaching staff is that Gerling says Jackson has fully bought into the challenge, and you're seeing it play out in real time.
And we have an offensive foul call. The Jackson was one of those big pieces, like we said, that was on Calgary last season. So Gerling had a chance to watch him. He was selected 6th overall.
Yeah, but he was at X. It was like he had green light. You get in the gym, you start shooting. And nice to see him taking that defensive part of his game personal. 2 nice steals already, back-to-back on that for DJ.
One of the brightest young talents in the country. U Sports first-team All-Canadian. Here's Harmon. Trying to find the angle. Harmon, good defense there from Jurcic. East behind the back. How about twice? Sean East fading off the window. Sean East, unbelievable.
Great control, great balance. But that started with the defense with the rebound.
Off the mark. Largest lead of the game for Brampton, 10 points. Here's East, he wants more. Brought the ball down low. He had Tyson open for half a second. Tyson steps back. And his 3-ball attempt trickles out of bounds.
Sometimes we talk about runs, and we always associate runs with offense. There's defensive runs. And right now, Brampton's having a defensive run. That defensive run is one and done. Don't give them a second chance opportunity. They're getting the rebounds, and they're going out in advantage.
Fudge's 3-ball off the back rim. East has it. Curious to see if they try to go for 2 here, and that one off the rim. Sean East will probably want another shot at that, but it'll go out of bounds. So 14 on the shot clock, 35 seconds to go in the quarter. So
yeah, and you saw Sean East using that experience, trying to, play, Tate into a foul there.
Tyson dives up top. That was tipped by the much larger Alex Fudge. Here's Jackson. Lost control, trying to find it inside, and instead it's picked off. Here's Harmon, pulls up, Jackson chasing from behind. Jurcic able to tip it. Shot clock off, and now Brampton might play for one. Instead, East drives and pulls things back out. 10 seconds to go in the quarter. Brampton up 10. Sean East with 23 points, an impressive debut to start. Let's see what magic East has in him to close it out. Tyson, 2 seconds to beat the buzzer. Oh, how about it? Tyson's 6th 3-ball of the night is a big one to close out the third quarter.
13-0 run for Brampton to close it out, and quality shots and different people doing it.
Sean East picks up another assist. He's got 12, a career high. Putting on a show here at the CAA Center. 79-66. Brampton up double digits. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in a moment. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus. Thank you.
Let's bring it on. It's game time. It's showtime. Canadian Blues. Two hands, me. Oh, what a block from behind.
Did you know that every CEBL game ends on a game-winning bucket? Yep, every single one. That's because we use something called target score ending, a thrilling twist that keeps fans locked in till the final shot. So what is the target score ending? Here's how it works. The first time the clock stops with 4 minutes or less left in the fourth quarter, the game clock is turned off. We enter target score time. We take the leading team's score, add 9 points, and that becomes the target score. Let's say it's 91-80. That means the first team to hit 100 wins. No ticking clock, no intentional fouls, just pure clutch basketball. It's fast, it's electric, and it guarantees that every game ends with a bang. Experience the target score ending this CEBL season.
All right, we're back inside the CAA Center. It's a 13-point lead for the Honey Badgers at the start of the fourth quarter. And look who I found. It's AJ Lawson. He's no stranger to the GTA gyms in the summertime. You played in Guelph in 2022, for those who don't know. What keeps you coming back to the gyms in the CEBL summer?
I just love basketball. I love good competition. The CEBL has great competition. Like this game right here has been fun to watch. Going for Brampton, of course. I'm a Brampton native, but it's been fun to watch.
You have some history with head coach Mike Serta, assistant lead coach Mike Gerling, and Al Whitley, of course. What do you think these guys can do for the city of Brampton and basketball here?
They're going to elevate the city of Brampton, of course. They're going to bring good good basketball to Brampton, and they're going to just, have the team play hard. That's what I know they're going to do.
You're an unrestricted free agent this summer. How are you spending your summer in order to prepare for whatever comes next for you?
I'm just working hard as I can. I'm going to lock in, get in the gym, work on my body, work on my conditioning, and work on my jump shot and my handle, because this summer is very important.
And lastly, for any young Canadian hoopers out there trying to follow a similar path or carve their own path, what is the one piece of advice that has to be followed in order to get to the next level?
Just believe in yourself. Don't listen to what other people say. If there's doubters, if there's people that say you can't do something, always believe in yourself, because you can always beat the odds, just like I did. I mean, I just believed in myself. I always double down on myself, and just continue to put that work in, and just stay in the gym.
We appreciate the time. Hoping you have a healthy and productive summer. Thanks for the conversation. Enjoy the fourth quarter.
Thank you so much.
Matt, back to you.
Thank you, JJ. Well, Joe, right there, AJ Lawson, the epitome of talent that started at the grassroots level, came through the CEBL, and is now at the highest level.
What I like about AJ is I always thought he was a team first guy. Even when he was in South Carolina and they weren't good and he had a lot of talent, he was team first. And he's worked on his game, but he's made his game a part of every team he's been on.
Hunter almost traveled there. Instead, it's a turnover. Cleveland back the other way. Cleveland chased from behind, and a good effort there by Hunter to get back to at least draw the foul.
So this is a good start of the fourth quarter. If you're Ottawa, you come out, you score, you cause a turnover, and you can see Coach Serta right now calls an early timeout. And part of that is he got a sense. We came out of here, we were worried about our last run, and he just realized his guys just didn't play with the same effort they played to end the third quarter.
So a timeout on the floor, 79-69 with 8:51 to go. We're 4 minutes and change away from our target score time. And again, something from last season that we did see, Joe, we saw spurts from this Honey Badgers team on the offensive end where they would have leads late in the game, but it was really tough for them to kind of clamp down and close things out. And like you said, this is a very strategic timeout here by head coach Serta, who knows he's got something good right now in this double-digit lead.
Yeah, he just didn't feel they played with the same intensity. That's just good coach. That's a good move. But when you talk about getting to target time, you talk about bringing in personnel. We know you need closers. Target time's almost like baseball. You got to bring in the closer. We had the Khalil Ahmad, but now you look at this team and you know that Smart's the closer for Ottawa, and you know that East is the closer here. Now, the closer doesn't mean that they got to hit the game-winning shot. The closer means he's the guy we play through so that we can get a good game-winning shot.
Yeah, you're looking for your Louis Varland. It's interesting, too. Head coach Serta said, Clutch Player of the Year award, he put an X over that in front of the team. He said, we're not looking for that. We're looking to win a complete team ball game. There's going to be no hero ball here. And you have said it so many times, Joe. Target time tends to be hero ball time where everybody wants the winner, but that's not going to happen this year in Brampton.
And if you can put team first, then you solve that problem. You work it and you make it. You got to keep playing. The thing about target time is that you don't want to get caught hunting shots. You just got to play through it. Be who you are.
Lead down to 8 points. Little pressure here, and BlackJacks fall back. Tyson almost lost control. He's got to regain his footing. Moncrief setting the screen. And that pass deflected. Good job there by Fudge. Jurcic chasing it. Able to stay in bounds. Good effort. Nice cross-court pass. Hunter drives, Moncrief inside, gets the roll.
Yeah, talk about staying with it. Ottawa did a great job, thought they had a transition basket. And Danilo Jurcic makes a great pass.
Having to chase that one almost into the backcourt was Tate. And it'll stay down at this end of the floor as Prince will come back into the game for Brampton. Jurcic will take a seat here.
How about bringing in a veteran like Danilo Jurcic?
Yeah, unbelievable.
You bring in the veteran, the guy who's been around, he understands the game, he's been at all levels of it, and he's made some big baskets. Today, his defense and his shot making have been very impressive.
He's a Brampton native, so we called it a dream come true to come home and play hoops. Like we said earlier, 4 seasons with the Shooting Stars in Scarborough, won a championship in 2023. So he's got a taste of that winning culture that they hope to recreate here in Brampton. Here's East. East spinning up with the left. Contact, no call. Daniel right there to scoop it up. Tate, Smart into the corner. 3-ball, Cleveland, flat. Chases down his own rebound. Smart, this time doesn't pass into the corner. Needs some help now. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Smart telling Tate he's got to go. Tate over top of Odro. Beat the buzzer, but couldn't beat the rim.
I love the beginning of that offense for Ottawa. They moved the ball, touch. When they slowed it down, they got themselves in trouble. When they move the ball, they are a difficult team to stop.
Here's Hunter. Oh, Prince wasn't ready for it. Instead, numbers back the other way. BlackJacks take it off, and flight crew prepare for takeoff. Alex Fudge with another tomahawk slam.
Boy, he took that. He looked it off, used his teammate as a fake, and just took it to the rim.
Fudge, athletic as ever, silencing the crowd here. Despite the lead for the Honey Badgers. Wow, that was a lot. And there at turnover, Moncrief couldn't handle the pass. Numbers back the other way again for Ottawa. And Smart able to bait Moncrief into a foul. That's his 4th personal, Joe.
I've been known to drop a fudge every once in a while, but not like that. Holy smokes. Did you see him take off?
Oh, man. The mix here of Fudge, Cleveland, Smart, that might be one of the toughest trios in the Canadian Elite Basketball League this season.
Yeah, and then you got Harmon coming off the bench, who's been very good today. And they're sitting down.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Smart trying to cut into that lead. Jackson in the middle of the key. Jurčić will check back into the game in a moment. Here's East.
Oh.
Moncrief will pull things out, try to go to work. Spinning inside, good defense there. BlackJacks back the other way, and Smart went too slow there as he was cutting through the middle of the key.
Yeah, he didn't use the dribble, right? No. Like it's a gather step, but there was no dribble.
Yeah, stars are allowed to make mistakes every now and then.
But I like that defense. Hey, Justin Jackson inside. Got the runouts.
81-73, 5:58 to go in the 4th quarter. Inside 2 minutes before our target score time. First of the season here at the CAA Center. East. And Jackson went through a crowded key, collided with Daniel. Looked like they might have gone knee on knee or hip on hip. Daniel will pick up the foul. Both players okay.
So we got 2 rookie coaches here. 5:44 before the 2 minutes before target time. I think are 2 of the most important minutes of the game. Because if you win those 2, it puts you in in a great situation. So if you're Ottawa right now, you're down 8. You need to win these 2 minutes to get yourself in a good, solid situation going into target time.
Prince up with the right on the reverse. Jurčić, the vet, pulling up the offensive board, and the officials will check over with the table here to make sure the shot clock.
I don't think the ball hit the rim, right? So yeah, on the reverse, so it should be, it's 4 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you were all over that.
Good call by the official.
Very good awareness there. So we'll see who the Honey Badgers go to. 4 ticks on the possession. East using Odro as a diversion here, and an offensive foul is called.
Yeah, that's what I talk about. Defending great players before they get the basketball. You do it, and what did East do? East commits the foul by pushing off.
So East picks up his 2nd personal foul as Missoula wants to talk business here with 5:33 to go, 81-73. Now we're going to take a short gap here, check in with JJ.
Guys, you were talking about the importance of bringing in a player like Danilo Jurčić. One of the more fascinating dynamics developing in Brampton right now is the leadership partnership between Danilo and Prince. Jurčić laughed this week when I told him Prince described himself as the quieter lead by example presence while calling Danilo the vocal leader of the group. But Jurčić says their chemistry actually goes back years, including winning a gold medal together with Team Canada in 2017. He believes their personalities naturally complement each other and says together they're trying to create the type of veteran leadership structure younger players can lean on throughout the season. Matt.
Thank you, JJ. Jurcic, of course, product of Santa Clara and Harvard, graduated with an economics degree. You know, he went to St. Mike's College here in Toronto. We played against him once in high school. I won't tell you the result, and I won't tell you how many points he scored, but you can find it somewhere on Google. Go nuts.
I met him as a 7th grader at the Canadian National Junior Academy that I was helping out at. And I was always intrigued at how smart a player he was. And always, his leadership is something that he's always had. And I think bringing him here is partially because of that. He is a solid fit no matter where he goes.
We talked about Al Whitley, John Ross, Mike Gerling, Alex Serta, even Jurcic, all professionals that are brought in here to do the job. Just nice humans. And a tip in there. Looks like Justin Jackson will take credit for that bucket.
That's the same play that they used out of a timeout in the second quarter. It looked like Coach Ryan Thompson might have been working on that ATO. Nice setup by Ottawa. Big score for them.
And we've got a foul down low. Daniel will pick up his 3rd personal. That's away from the ball, and he's looking to the bench, trying to get an explanation on that. Mazzulla talking to the official. I'm not sure he's going to hear what he wants to hear.
Daniel just got caught up with the wrong person.
Here's Jackson. Tyson's got 18 points. Mismatch here up top. Blows by Jackson. And too strong on the layup. Ottawa ball.
So we talked about, they came out of the timeout, they scored. Now they're looking, everything is geared right now to take this to target time to get this score down as low as we can if you're Ottawa.
6-point lead. Crowd wants some defense. Smart wants a bucket. Jackson fighting for it. He's got the rebound. And a foul is called. So 5 rebounds for Jackson and now a drawn foul. Look at that right there. East giving some dap there to Jackson. Loving the effort on the defensive end.
And those fouls are so important because those fouls lead into target. You don't want to be in the penalty. If you can play a team when they're not in the penalty, better for you. The advantage is yours.
So as Joe alluded to there, the fouls carry over into target score time. So every whistle is important. Here's Tyson, wants another 3. This one flat, pushing it up the floor. Harmon chased by Tyson. Good defense there from Tyson, but a better finish there from Harmon.
Run out 3. Good rebound by Jackson.
Odro down low, and he drives inside. Head coach Serta wanted continuation. Jurcic wanted continuation. Odro wanted continuation, but the official says it's on the floor before the shot. So Jackson, the foul.
When you talk about the hack and shack, Jackson knew that he had fouls to give. He was going to make Prince prove himself.
Here's East. Lead now just 4. 10 on the shot clock. East on the mismatch, goes into the corner, and that one tipped out of bounds with 7 on the clock.
And 4:06 on the main clock, which is really important because if you're Brampton and you run out the clock here, you put yourself next stoppage of play, brings you into target score time.
Hunter in, Tyson out. East set to inbound. Odro will set the high screen here for the aforementioned Hunter, and instead, East gets the return from Odro. Sean East driving inside, hesitation, almost paid off. So the next whistle will bring us to target score time here in Brampton. Cleveland driving the lane, and the foul is called. 2 shots coming. And Smart giving a fist bump at the top of the key. He likes what he sees.
And again, because they committed that foul late, now this foul puts them into target score time, and it gives them a chance to make this a 2-point game.
So we will have these 2 free throws from Cleveland. 81-77. So our target score will be 90. So for those that are new to the Canadian Elite Basketball League, clock turns off, 9 points added to the higher total in the game. So 81-79, Brampton on top of Ottawa. Winner needs 90 points tonight. Who will it be? Brampton trying to start a new era on a high note. Ottawa trying to complete a comeback. Stick around, target score time coming up. You're watching CEBL Basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
What keeps me going? Under the heat of the sun or in the heat of the moment. When climbing for even one more second seems like too much. Whether you're reaching for your goal or busy setting new ones, everyone hits their limit, but that limit has a reset. Scientifically formulated to hydrate faster in the moments that matter. Electrolyte, instant hydration.
Next bucket wins.
Target score time is the best time of a game. The energy, the drama,
that anything can happen. Oh my goodness! Can you believe this guy?
Big players step up in big time. He is cooking.
It's target score time in Brampton. Welcome back inside. Matt Bonomi and Joe Razzo, JJ Evison. Thanks for joining us. It's been a nail-biter back-and-forth ball game between the Honey Badgers and the BlackJacks. 81-79, Brampton on top. And Joe, it is the most exciting time in the game. First one to 90 takes all the marbles.
Yeah, and I was talking to Coach Serta before the game, and I said, you might hate target time when you start in this league, but at the end of it, you'll love it. It's a special place, and until you're in it, it's really hard, and I know they practice it and they try to do all these things. The other thing you have to remember about target time is like the last 2 minutes of FIBA, so you can substitute after basket. So just keep that in mind when you're going through and you see some of the strategy played out by these coaches.
Ottawa's had the hot hand in the fourth quarter, 13-2 outscoring Brampton. So Brampton trying to kickstart the offense here. Moncrief finds Tyson, 5 on the shot clock. Tyson might settle for a 3, weaves around Smart and knocks it down. Tyson on fire from deep. He's got 7 triples.
That's a huge shot late in the clock by Tyson.
Smart, 18 points, almost intercepted into the corner. Daniel, 3, too strong. Jackson and Harmon there for a joint board. Fresh 14 for Ottawa. Harmon could get double teamed here, and he does. Moncrief fills. Ottawa doing a good job of moving it, but Prince recovers.
Held his ground there. It was the second jumper off the floor.
Here's East. Into the corner. Does he have another? This one too strong from Tyson. Smart. Trying to get around Moncrief. Fires it cross court. Harmon challenging the much larger Odro.
I loved Odro's closeout and just got himself caught. But see, the skip pass forced the closeout. Doesn't put you in complete balance when you're stopping. The big gets caught. You attack them, now you get to the free throw line. But it's the skip pass, which is so important. And when Ottawa's done their best is when the ball moves and they make the defense move.
Harmon hearing it from the home crowd as he gets set to take the free throw. Misses the first. Hunter trying to get the crowd. East too, trying to get them on their feet here.
Look at Ottawa's substitution pattern. Here's Shakur Daniels playing in target score time, who's a defender, and Tyrell Tate, who hit the target score winner for them the other night, is on the bench. So maybe it's a defense-offense substitution pattern that they're looking at. Here comes Tate standing up already.
So Tate ready to check into the ball game. East. 10 seconds on the shot clock, looking for someone to move here. Trying to use Hunter as a distraction. Now he will go to Hunter. It's a free throw, Jimmy. No good. Moncrief trying to clean it up. He's got the offensive board. 3 ball, yes! Tyson knocks down his 8th three ball, a new Honey Badger franchise record.
And when they go in and they kick it out to him, his feet are set. You just see his body language. I'm a little surprised that Ottawa's not using Prince Oduro and fouling him when they get an opportunity.
Three ball, good back the other way.
Yeah. Moncrief got caught underneath the screen.
So here we go. For the first time this season, the Honey Badgers a chance to close it out with a three ball. 87-83. First and 90. Here's East. Driving inside, settles for the floater, won't go. Smart's got it, and he's got some clean air in front of him. Smart drives, cuts to the right for two.
Yeah, nice block out, nice tip out, and Harmon does a real nice job of setting that little screen in transition for Smart.
So a timeout on the floor. Head coach Serta wanted it, and he'll get it. 87-85. So Brampton 3 points away. Ottawa 5 points away. Well, the Honey Badgers, Canada's Pro Basketball League, is back, and you can experience it live from the CAA Center. Scan the QR code or visit honeybadgers.ca/tickets today. Well, Joe, if this is any indication of what this season's going to be like, we are in for an absolute treat here in B-Town, coming down to the wire. Exactly what you love to see in the Canadian Elite Basketball.
And this is why target score time steals your sleep as a coach. Because you're 3 points away, you've got the ball, and you're Brampton. And now the key part is you got to work your offense like you did. Are you going to shoot, look for the three? Don't come down hunting for it. But if you can work it out and it's a quality shot, then you take it. If you're Ottawa the other time, you need to stop. You're thinking, how many stops do we need? We need 2 stops and 2 scores. And you don't, the same idea. You try to get a stop and you run into transition. But it's these timeouts right now that coaches have prepared, thinking, okay, are we going to come out of this ATO looking for a 3, or are we going to try to run our best 2? Sometimes when the other team knows that you're 3 points away, they're really tight, and it opens up for a back cut or an easy 2. Look for Brampton right here to space the floor and take advantage if they can get an easy 2 with a back cut.
So the question looms, will the Honey Badgers go for a 3 to win it, or will they take a quick bucket and chip away? Head coach Serta looking for his first win in the Canadian Elite Basketball League.
So when you decide to take the ball in the front court, it's for only a 14-second shot clock.
At the benefit of drawing up a play. Here's Hunter. Here's East now. Looking like he wants to drive. Sean East inside, up with the left. So tough from Sean. So there's your answer. They take the 2, and now they need a single to win it. East fouls. Interesting there too. Head coach Serta looking down to the end of the bench, and Mike Gerling saying we need 1 now.
So in those situations where you're looking at, in this case here with Ottawa, they need 2 possessions. They still need 2 stops and 2 possessions. They didn't get the stop down there. So what they're looking for here is they're looking for 2 trips. What Brampton wants to keep the number at 5 or greater, so that if you give them a 2, you can control the fact that they don't have a chance to win it. So even though Ottawa will get to 87, hopefully for Ottawa, Brampton will use the foul not to allow them to get to 33, or they miss the free throw. So it becomes a little strategic in how many different ways you can buy a possession.
Any score will end it. Here's East. 23 points on the night for the brand new Honey Badger. Does he have a winner in him? East trying to go to work on Smart. A lot of traffic, trying to find the angle, couldn't hit it. And Moncrief taps it in. The new era in Brampton begins with a bang.
What a nice offensive rebound. East was surrounded. Everybody was worried about East. And Moncrief with the nice tip. We got ourselves a solid game. Nice finish.
Matthew Moncrief seals the deal for the Honey Badgers in target score time. 91-86, your final. The Honey Badgers did such a good job on the offensive end today, Joe. It's fitting that the game ends on an offensive board, specifically Moncrief, who had double-digit rebounds. He notched a double-double in the ball game as well.
But when you have Sean East, he drew 10 eyeballs from Ottawa, and all the eyeballs were on East, and somebody missed the job of getting to Moncrief, and he just said, thank you very much.
Moncrief finishes with 17 points and the winner. As we will throw it over to JJ, who's standing by with another fella that had a very impressive game. It's Cam Tyson.
Thanks, Matt. Cam, you impacted the game in so many ways, but I don't know if you know this. You set a franchise record for threes made in a contest, 2 of them coming in target score time. What led to that performance from you tonight?
We just preached all week that we want to be the tougher team, and I like winning, so when it comes down to winning time, like, I believe in all my guys, not just me, and it just happened to be my night tonight.
There was a stretch of defense in the third quarter that allowed you guys to take a 13-point lead into the fourth. How was that? What did that stem from?
It's just our type of basketball. We said we want to be a gritty, tough team, and that when we play our type of basketball, we feel like we're the best team in the league.
Appreciate the time. Go enjoy the win, all right?
Thank you.
Matt, back to you.
Cam Tyson finishes with 8 3-pointers. That passes Christian Vital, who had the franchise record with 7. He finishes with 24 points, only one shy of Sean East for the team high on the night with 25. Joe, 78 points between East, Tyson, Moncrief, and Hunter. That is the kind of offense that we expect here in Brampton this season.
17 threes from the backcourt, not bad. Some teams don't get that all season long. What a game, and what a game of shooting by Brampton.
And the very exciting thing here for this Brampton team is, you look at some of these categories as well, like they did lose the fast break points, and the bench points were very lopsided, both in favor of Ottawa, but they still found a way to pull the win out.
Yeah, their backcourt just knocked down those threes. That to me was the difference.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here. 91-86 the final. We'll wrap things up on the other side. Stick around. You're watching CEBL basketball live on CBC Gem, CBC Sports, YouTube, and CEBL Plus.
Looking to level up your future? Algoma University's Brampton campus is where ambition meets opportunity. Study in-demand programs like business, computer science, and psychology right in downtown Brampton. We offer the most affordable tuition in Ontario and are ranked #1 in Canada for scholarships and bursaries. Small classes, big support, real success. Algoma University Brampton. Success within reach.
Lotto Max now has more?
Oh yeah, like up to 90 new prizes of $100,000 on every draw.
Yeah, right. And aliens exist.
What? Lotto Max has more prizes?
Yep, that's more chances to win.
Sure, and horses can fly.
No way.
Cool.
The Brampton Honey Badgers take a thriller in target score time. Matthew Moncrief tips in the final bucket, 91-86, your final from the CAA Center. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the ball game, Joe. I mean, it was neck and neck for quite a bit of the night, and then in that fourth quarter, Brampton took off, Ottawa punched back, but the Honey Badgers getting the last laugh.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Game of runs, but it was that 15-0 run, which was huge. And then Sean East had a great first half, and he finds his partner who has a better second half. They do an absolute super job. Their backcourt had 17 threes tonight, and then Ottawa just didn't stop. They did a super job coming in, and this guy Hodge is going to be electrifying coming in the CEBL. But it's the getting to the boards, getting the second chance opportunities that caused the big shots, and it was a second chance opportunity that ends up winning the game. So you look at this and you think if you're Ottawa, they had a great performance, just down the stretch, got caught a little bit. But if you're Brampton, you're coming out of here feeling real good. Everybody's watching the ball, nobody's watching Moncrief. The guy from Brampton in his first game, double-double with 14 rebounds, 17 points. You know his family and friends were watching.
Final totals from tonight: Sean East 25 points, Cameron Tyson 24 points, and the Honey Badgers 91 to show for in the win for the Blackjacks. Team high 24 for Matthew Cleveland, who was impressive, and Javonte Smart dumped in 20 of his own, a total of 86 points. Well, the new era of Brampton Honey Badgers basketball starts with a win here at the CAA Center. 91-86, your final here on Friday night. For my partner, Joe Rasso, our sideline guy, JJ Evison, our producer, Mason, and our entire talented crew, we want to say thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for choosing the Canadian Elite Basketball League.